Hello everyone, I wanted to share with you how I decorated my mantle for this month. I recently had it decorated for 4th of July and I wanted to switch that out because my husband and I will be celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary at the end of the month, at the end of August. And I wanted to do something that kind of represented our upcoming milestone in our relationship. So if you watched my 4th of July video, I can link that below if you'd like to see it. You'll know that I prefer not to purchase items. I prefer to try to gather items that I can use to decorate the mantle throughout my house. And I call it shopping. I like to shop through my house to find items. And I also like to use items that have some significance. For example, you'll see, and I'll show you in just a moment, there's an 1800s Bible there that my husband purchased for me for one Christmas, and I just love it. So that to me represents the love in our relationship. So I always like to incorporate that if I can and if it makes sense into the decor. So we will go ahead and get started. As you can see, the focal point there is the American flag. That will always be the focal point for my mantle decor. My husband and I had that commissioned through Flags of Valor, and it was made by a combat veteran, so we love it, and it will always be there. It was there at Christmas time, Valentine's, and most recently for 4th of July. So it will always be there, and it will always be the focal point. So we'll start here on the left-hand side. This hurricane here, that is the hurricane and candle that I used for our wedding. It was our Unity candle. Also the silver candle holder that was used in our wedding. So I wanted to incorporate that. Let me get a little bit closer. Back when my husband and I got married, we did not have a whole lot of money. So a lot of my wedding decor I made myself. And this was just an inexpensive candle that I took some really pretty trim and wrapped around, and I thought it turned out pretty, and it served the purpose. So I just purchased the hurricane to go over it because we did have an outdoor wedding, and then the silver candle holders. So that has a lot of significance, especially since it was used in our wedding, and we are celebrating our 15th anniversary coming up at the end of this month. So then we have a picture of my husband and myself, and I believe that's when we were cutting our cake. So this is one of my favorite pictures. I just have it in a small rhinestone frame. The frame does not really have any significance other than it's just pretty and I like it. I have that on a stack of vintage books, and I love decorating with vintage books, so I think they just add some texture. They serve as a riser to bring up some height in the decor on the mantle. So a lot of times I do like to use the vintage books. And then the bottom one is Bless This House, so I thought that was appropriate for this particular mantle decor. So then we have a glass, I don't know if you would call it a trinket or knickknack, but it is an art piece, rather. I think I should call it. I think that's what it deserves to be called. My husband purchased this for me at an art show, and I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. It was handmade by an artist. I don't know if it was a local artist. There's a really big art show here in the area where I live in the Midwest, and a lot of really wonderful artists come to the show. So it is a juried show, and I just love this piece. So you can see it is a couple sitting on top of a larger piece of frosted glass. So I thought that was a nice piece to bring in some color and to kind of draw in that same color that the books are kind of a green and blues and things like that. So I thought to balance out the color that was a really nice piece to add. And here's the Bible my husband purchased for me. It is dated 1824. I love it. It's old. As you can see, it's kind of fragile, so I just love to include it in my mantle decor when I can. And then on the right hand side, I have a glass container, and I use this glass container a lot. I just think it's really pretty to make kind of a collection on the inside. I used it at Christmas. I put some vintage glass bulbs in there, and it's really just versatile. You can just fill it with anything, and it just really makes a pretty addition to any decor. So on the inside, I have seashells and pine cones mixed in there. And the pine cones, my husband and I collected on hiking trips in Colorado. And then the seashells come from Minnesota Key, which is a barrier island in Southwest Florida. If you ever get a chance to go there, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful place. I think right now they are having an issue with red tide, but it is just a beautiful place, and I can't wait to get back there. But their beach is full of seashells, and we just collected all sorts you can see in there. So that has a great significance because it does, the seashells and the pine cones remind me of some wonderful trips that my husband and I went on together. So then we have a few other seashells. You can see how large they are. They are fairly big. I'll put my hand up here so you can see these things are huge. So we put those in there. And there's a smaller one. This one is almost perfect. And we collected all of these on the beach. I came home with a huge box. They're everywhere. And let me show you one last look. I love decorating my mantle. I love searching throughout my house to find significant items to incorporate into my mantle decor. And I would love to hear from you if you like what I've done. I also would like to hear from you. My husband and I have been contemplating painting the brick. I do like it, but I think I might want to go with something a little more modern. So we've been discussing painting the brick just to kind of make it look a little more modern. I would like to hear from you what you think, if you think I should leave it as is, or if you think that I should paint it or do some sort of technique to make it a little more modern. If you do leave a comment below, I am offering a giveaway, and the giveaway will be one of the vintage salt shaker snowmen that I recently created, and I will link that video below. It will be the one decorated with the pink boa. So if you're interested in entering the giveaway, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll probably run it for the next week because I'd really like to get some opinions on the brick on my fireplace to see if I should paint it or leave as is. So I hope to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching.